What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for being here with me. Finally back from vacation, got back late last night, and yeah, hopping in, record this horoscope. I'm happy to be home. It was a good trip, but I always like coming back home. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's take a look at the astrology for this Tuesday. We are a day away from a solar eclipse. Woo, that's new moon, solar eclipse, 29 Aries, baby. It's tomorrow. So, balsamic moon leading up to an eclipse is definitely pretty intense energy. We're also seeing the sun at 28 degrees. This is a, 1.5 degree square in orb to Pluto. So keep that in mind for this eclipse energy. It is square Pluto. Even though Pluto's at 0 Aquarius, it's going to be less than a degree. So it's very tight. And we're already starting to feel the intensity ramp up. And during a dark moon phase, this can be a little manic. Definitely can be a little manic. The moon's going to meet with Chiron today. It's also going to make a square over to Mars in Cancer. So there is a mutual reception here. The moon is in Aries, home sign of Mars. Mars is in Cancer, where the moon is the ruler. So, gosh, I mean, it's more potent, right? You look at the moon and Mars here, and they're strong. Moon's getting a +5, and Mars in fall is getting even a +3. So it's just even looking at all these scores: +5, +7, +5, +9, +3, +4, +5. I mean, just it's just, there's a lot of energy. And I think the focus is on identification. And again, dark moon, we already had this Aries new moon, and now we're coming into a solar eclipse in Aries too. So there is a level of our ego that is getting dissolved here, but there's a major healing point here because we can act from a much more healed place. Mars is even starting to apply with a 4-degree orb now to the square to Chiron. So I think that, Chiron does play a big role in this, and it's kind of been the steady factor here in Aries as we're getting these two big lunations, one being a solar eclipse. So the healing of our egos is so important, and I think letting go of a lot of the things we've identified with, maybe just within ourselves or within whatever it is, there's a new beginning starting, and I think we want to start this with a fresh slate, and that's where I think a lot of the healing is. It's not so much in the past. I think Saturn's trying to clean up the past a little bit, but it's also conjunct Pandora's box. Pandora's box is getting ready to start slowing down, and, Saturn's catching up there. We are opening quite the box, aren't we? There's just so many layers, I think, that are getting a big focus in our lives about our own integrity, spiritually, physically, with the relationships, with ourselves, in almost every tier of our realities. And we're having to surrender to the new while resolving the karma, if you will, from the old. And I think that that's where things can get really confusing, or it can be hard to kind of understand. The moon's going to make a really nice sextile to start the day to Venus in Gemini, but there's still a 4-degree orb here with the square to Saturn with Venus. So there is a little bit of that separating square that we're still feeling, and Venus being the disposer of the North Node coming up on a solar eclipse conjunct the North Node, but not in the same sign, is the story of the healing that we've done, understanding the truth of the now, how to adapt to the confidence and the value in our souls. And I think using emotion as a tool, not as something to even put blame on, we just have to take, I think, accountability, responsibility for everything, not put blame on it, but feel it, use it, act on it. I think that today there's going to want to be action. I mean, I feel like we're going to want to be busy, if you will. There's energy that wants to kind of move us forward, obviously, here, but we just want to be a little bit discerning. It's this dark moon trying to close things out. What's of your truth? Move forward with the truth. Move forward with the comfort of understanding your truth. And I think to feel confident in that, even Jupiter is in Aries, you really want to hone in on your knowing of self right now and being able to really rely on that. because it might be difficult with others, and we might be, there could be a little bit of, rams. I mean, it's a lot of Aries energy. It's the ram. There could be a lot of butting of heads, especially like emotionally, or wanting to go a certain direction, or even with ourselves butting heads because maybe we don't feel comfortable in starting and initiating new energy. So we're really having to trust our emotions, but the emotions also can be so intense right now with the Sun square Pluto and even Pluto in Aquarius, which is trying to kind of like, it doesn't want to feel like super emotional, to be honest. It wants to look at things from a higher perspective, a more intellectual place, a more objective space. So it is very weird, I'll be honest. It's weird, it's intense, but it's powerful. It's powerful. There's no doubt about it. Having Saturn and Pandora conjunct and making these aspects to the nodes with a sextile and a trine on the final day that we're going to see the nodes at 4 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio. 4 is very Uranian energy. We're also seeing Mercury. We can't forget about Mercury. It's, in a 2-degree orb with Uranus. And if we look at Mercury, right, it's going to go retrograde in just, 3 days on the 21st, right after the eclipse. So Mercury's going slow, 15 minutes a day. Mercury goes like up to 2 degrees per day when it's ripping. So just keep in mind, it's not going to go past this 15-degree mark. It's only going to go to 1537. So Mercury's creeping here. It's with Uranus. There's a level of unpredictability. We have to find comfort and security in that space. And I know that's weird right now and hard, and it's like almost counterintuitive in many ways. But the weirdness is almost what you want to look into and go deeper into right now. Even though there's a level that's like, I don't know if I want to open that box. It's like the box has already been opened. Like we're in where the box is open. It doesn't really matter anymore. I think it's just about courage to face these layers within ourselves. And maybe we might see reflections in others. But I think conversation's important. Venus is going to, start meeting with Aldebaran, Archangel Michael. So I just think that there's this really like, I guess a really high integrity to hold your light, but to not run from your dark either. It is a dark moon, and Venus is going to oppose Antares, which is the heart of the Scorpion, and some would say it has draconic energy. We have to remember we have all of this energy within us. We don't want to like spiritually bypass, right? So we want to be like courageous in facing ourselves and facing others. I don't think things have to be like so personal or so attacking when it comes to other people, but I do think, we have to own up, definitely to situations in our life and our truths, and be able to express, even if it's not to someone else, and it very well could be, but definitely express to ourselves, to look at these accelerated higher understandings of who we are and what we value as individuals. And how important that is to know that, so that we can have that link together and start to really form powerful connective energy with others. Because if we don't know ourselves, how could we ever relate properly to another, right? So, quite the day. It is. It's getting intense. I do love eclipses, just for the... Because why not, These really kick things off. They bring big change in that energy. And I love Aries, right? This is the pioneer. This is your self. This is, the warrior within us. This is going for it, making moves, taking action, being a leader, leading by example. And it brings that intensity to it. And yeah, it can be a little hard-headed. Don't get me wrong. It can be a little competitive. But I think it's how we use those energies in healed ways to... It's not about like competing against others. It's competing in a sense with ourselves and realizing that we can always be a step better than we were the day before, right? So we just have to keep, I think, realizing that and take ownership of these next steps that we've gone through a lot up until this point, every single one of us. We've learned a lot. Let's keep it going. A lot of ways to find empowerment right now, and also simultaneously a lot of ways to be absolutely terrified, you know. Oh man, what do we get here? We got the Six of Pentacles upright. I think we're finding a lot of inner alignment of our values right now, and knowing the proper amount to give and the proper amount that we need to receive. Because if we're just taking, then we don't know our own value because we're not manifesting. And if we're not able to give a little too, then we're also just being greedy with our energy, and that's not helping anybody and forming bonds either. So coming into alignment with how much to give and how much to receive. And you know what? That makes empowerment. And I love the line that's, we're not ever, there's no negotiating if you can never say no. That's important to remember. Two of coins. Oh yeah. Definitely choices, around value, choices around money. I feel like we're at a crossroads here, definitely, when it comes to our physical lives, and ready to like take a path that's, I think, solid and on land, or to take maybe a more radical emotional approach to things. It doesn't really matter how we get there as long as we're getting to a point of value where we're finding a place of alignment and centered, being within us. And the Nine of Cups upright. Not bad. Not bad at all. I love the Nine of Cups. This dude, happy as a clam. He's chilling. He does not need anything other than what he has. He knows within him is everything he needs, and he's very comfortable, and he can sit with that all by himself with every emotion. He's solid. It's not to say that this guy doesn't wake up and have a bad day every now and then, but he handles it. He knows how to deal with things. He knows how to self-soothe. He knows how to shift things and do things that make him feel better. I think we all have choices to come into alignment with making decisions to make ourselves feel better, or to amplify where we already feel good. And even if we're feeling great, maybe it's also saying that, you know what, we can share that with people in our lives as well. It's always a choice. So a lot of choices coming up on a solar eclipse. I'm pumped. I can't wait. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do a sun sign horoscope for the eclipse for every sign. And yeah, I'll probably do that Wednesday. And then tomorrow, Lauren and I will do, I can't tomorrow. Tuesday or today? Tuesday. Lauren and I can't do it. I just got absolutely booked, slammed for Tuesday. Like, I just got back and I'm completely full. I have no time for anything tomorrow. So we will do live with Lauren and Brian and get back to our chart sessions Wednesday. And I'll probably also do the sun signs on Wednesday. So I guess Wednesday is just going to be full too, which is great. Happy to be here for you all, and I love and appreciate you all. Happy to be back. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.